What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Movie X Kicks, and this is going to be the review of Judas and the Black Messiah coming up. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Movie X Kicks, and if you guys love movie reviews, TV show reviews, sneaker reviews, think about subscribing to the channel. If you like what you saw, please give me a like. I would highly appreciate that. So I'm going to be reviewing the movie Judas and the Black Messiah, which was a very powerful movie. It came out last week on HBO Max or in theaters. The movie Judas and the Black Messiah basically follows the story of Fred Hampton, who was the chairman of the Illinois chapter of the Black Panthers in the late 1960s. Fred Hampton is played by Daniel Akula. If I can say his name right, I always mispronounce his name. Daniel Kool-Aid, if I can say it right, I always mispronounce it. He plays Fred Hampton, who is, like I said, the chairman of the board of the Black Panther Party in Chicago, Illinois. The story basically premises around him and two characters, Lakeith Stanton's character, who plays William O'Neill. William O'Neill is basically someone who infiltrates into the Black Panther Party after he is basically he is arrested for basically impersonating an FBI agent, and instead of going to jail, they give him an option of either going to jail or infiltrating the Black Panther Party to be an informant for the FBI to inform on the Black Panther Party. The movie basically follows Fred Hampton's character and William's character through the late 1960s as going through the Black Panther movement, trying to get traction for as injustice for all people of walks of life, and trying to get justice for all people of walks of life and their trials and tribulations, as far as being ridiculed, hated on, and dealing with the informant of William playing both sides of the fence, trying to basically inform on the Black Panther Party and then try to straddle the fence, saying that he's for the right cause as well. And in the midst of that, an awful incident happens at the end of the movie. So, but I will say this was a very powerful movie, and there was a couple pros and cons. Really, the only con I really had about this movie is that it was more really about Lakeith Stanton's character, William O'Neill, who was the infiltrator into the organization of the Black Panther. It was really more coming from an informant rat, if you will, stage, because you had his handler, Jesse, what was his name? Roy Mitchell, or Jesse Pimmons. That's the FBI agent who basically Lakeith Stanton was kind of informing back to. And this movie kind of painted a perfect picture of the ideological principles of like an informant, if you will, because they made you feel like that he was in the right and he was in the wrong at the same time, which is one of the beautiful things that I loved about this movie. Like, you kind of felt for his character, because sometimes, like, he got so deep into the Black Panther Party, his job was to basically become Fred Hampton's friend and inform on him, and he actually became his friend, and he had to do a couple things that just really kind of rubbed him the wrong way, and you could kind of see. And he was he was in the Black Panther Party for years, and he was just trying to always kind of straddle the fence, but you can't straddle the fence when it comes to inequality, if you will, especially back in that time. And the FBI kind of had him in advice, because he would have gone to jail if he didn't, and he would have gone to jail if he didn't inform on the Black Panther Party. So, but at the same time, he got close with the Black Panther Party and Fred Hampton, and so he was straddling the fence on giving them information about what they're doing, and then it was a time where Fred Hampton went to jail and William took over the Black Panther Party as the leader. So it's just like, you're a hypocrite because you're an informant, but you're still running the Black Panther Party. And it kind of came all to a head where, the FBI was basically stringing along William. They were thinking, like, that he was doing he was doing justice. And that's the one thing that, like I said, I loved about this movie, that you kind of saw that the two sides that he was torn between, and at the end he chose the FBI side over Fred Hampton. But the knock I will say that I didn't love about this movie was Daniel Kaluuya's performance of Fred Hampton was just amazing. And the thing that I didn't like about it was that we didn't get to see as much as him as I thought we would. I mean, he was in basically he was in obviously a lot of the movie because it was loosely based off his life, but it was more towards William Lakeith Stanton's character's standpoint than it was Fred's. I would have loved to see more of it been about Fred's story than the rat, if you will. So, but his portrayal of Fred Hampton was just amazing, and I didn't know he was even. I didn't know David was even British until I saw him perform. So it's just amazing to me how they can just get rid of those accents, just drop them off like they don't even exist. Like he had that real Chicago old man 1960 the Black Panther Party, like accent, and it was just amazing to me how he was able just to speak just like him, and I seen a couple old interviews from Fred Hampton back in that day, and he mimicked him just perfectly. And like I said, the only knock I have with that is that if this does come to award season, he won't be in lead for uh, for best actor. He'll be best supporting. And to me, he was best actor, not best supporting. Now, even though Lakeith did an amazing job as well, and it was just crazy to see that the true story of this, even it was a lot of controversy in this as far as the assassination of him, and like towards the end, like I won't ruin it for you if you haven't seen it, but towards the end, like it was really sad and depressing, like how he was basically how it ended for Fred, if you will, and they give you a couple of informations after the movie and saying like the trial and the not the trial, but excuse me, the lawsuit that they had against the FBI for years. And also, you saw the one thing that I loved about this movie they did was they focused on J. Edgar Hoover, who was basically the head of FBI, and it just goes to show how much racism that we still have in this country, and how much racism was for the 60s. Basically, J. Edgar Hoover, he hated everything that was black. He hated black folks to the core. That's why he had, the FBI tail, basically the Black Panthers, and he had multiple rats inside the organization of the Black Panther Party. That's one other thing that you didn't realize that I didn't realize. You think Lakeith is the only one, William, but he had multiple like people that were snitching on the Black Panther parties to the FBI in that time period. And it was a scene in the movie where the FBI agent sat down, was talking to Hoover, and he goes, "How's your daughter?" And he goes, "Oh, she's fine." And he asked her randomly, "What are you gonna do if she brings home a black?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "What are you gonna do if she brings home a black?" He goes, "She won't. But what are you gonna do?" And then his daughter at the time was only like 3 or 4 years old, and he's like, "Why are you asking me about my daughter who's a child who doesn't know anything about dating or anything like that just yet?" But he was trying to put him in the mindset of, if we don't get the Black Panther Party eliminated or non-existent, then your daughter's gonna bring home a black people. That's how much he hated black people, and it just kind of showed you the underlining of the real merits of how he saw us, and the things that he did to kind of end the Black Panther Party, end the black movement, and all. And it was just kind of like, damn, like he hated us that much, which a lot of people do. But it was just surprising to see, that on film, just to see that side of it, if you will. I really didn't understand the title until someone broke it down to me. It didn't really dawn on me, but this is like an amazing title for the story, Judas and the Black Messiah. Judas is William's character. Obviously, as you guys know, Judas was the person who betrayed Jesus for the 37 pieces of silver, and Judas was the person that betrayed Jesus, giving him a meaning the name of Judas, and the Black Messiah is Fred Hampton, who was basically crucified, for the Black Panther Party or black people in general. So, to me, this was like the perfect title for a movie, Judas and the Black Messiah, because I didn't, like I said, it didn't dawn on me until afterwards. And I'm just like, damn, like that was perfect. And this movie has a score of 98 on Rotten Tomatoes, which is amazing, especially for a black movie. Really, almost any movie nowadays, because it's hard to get in the 90s, especially man, Daniel is killing it. This dude has 2 movies that have a 99 and 98 on Rotten Tomatoes. This and Get Out. I mean, hell, you damn near can't string 2 actors together that have a 98 or 99 on Rotten Tomatoes. That just goes to show you his acting ability and how great this movie really is. So, all in all, like, if you guys have not seen this movie, I highly suggest seeing it on HBO Max. I myself, I want to sit down and watch it again. Just it was a lot of things that they throw a lot of things at you, and you just kind of have to watch it more than once. So, like I said, without further ado, guys, just drop those comments. Let me know who has seen this movie, what you guys thought about this movie. I thought the power behind this movie was just amazing. The message was everything that we kind of here needed, especially in the times that we've had here recently for as the Black movement. It hasn't been the best year for us, as you guys all know. But like I said, drop those comments. I think we really need a movie like this right about now. It shows the fight that we still have to give. It shows the fight we still have left to keep fighting for, but it shows how far we've come at the same time, but we still have a lot to go. As always, guys, Mr. Movie X is out. I'll see you guys.